Hello, my friends and viewers and followers. I hope you're having had a good day, and I'm so glad you're starting with me a yoga practice like you're doing right now. This class is advanced, so if you're an intermediate advanced student, you can attempt this. If you're a beginner, you truly shouldn't. We are going to work ourselves up, and the peak pose is going to be Grasshopper Pose, and it's really a tough one, and you can see today that I will be struggling with Grasshopper Pose, and I actually have to adjust myself because I put my foot so much up that it actually hurt my triceps, so I had to place it a little bit further down. And you can see the whole process though. Sorry that my head is off the camera when I'm attempting Grasshopper Pose. I'm actually, like, you see my legs perfectly, but a little bit my head is doved off. But otherwise, you can truly learn how to open up and learn Grasshopper Pose with me. It's a new pose for me. I have never done it before. Maybe 2 weeks ago, I learned it, I saw it, and I first attempted it. So it's difficult to me too. It's not like it's like my everyday pose that I will do, that I'm doing, but I hope you will enjoy it, and it would challenge you, and you will have fun. And don't worry about it if you cannot make it today into the pose. It might be a future thing, but you can prepare your body and train yourself to be able to do it. So let's go and practice yoga with me. We're gonna come standing in front of our mat. Take your hands in front of your heart and truly start breathing, inhaling and exhaling deeply, feeling the ground underneath you, growing taller, becoming fully present of the now and here. And we open our eyes, slowly raise our hands up to the heavens, to God, and then let's bow down to God and just surrendering everything that has been, that was, that will be. You can bend your knees quite a bit for the first forward fold. Really breathing deeply. Now let's straighten up all the way. The right foot, the left foot, we bend, and then we come into a nice open twist. Really finding length in your spine. Your head can be neutral. You can even look down if that's not good for you to look up. And then slowly shift to the other side. So bend the right knee, and the left leg becomes more or less straight, and then we move up. If you cannot go all the way down to the floor, you can always stay up here, of course. But if you can, come to the floor or onto a block. Really deep inhales, deep exhales. Releasing all tensions. And then exhale one more time into the forward fold. Inhale, rising up. And exhale, hands to your heart, in front of your heart. Inhale, lift your heart up, and then bow down. We straighten our back, really finding length. That means you pull in your belly, your tailbone is tucking under. You're really finding a lot of length. Really pull yourself forward, and also distribute the weight evenly between the toes and the heels. Stay here. It's a little bit of a work, and then one more time, forward fold. Come up, rise up one more time, straightening out your back, and then step back into plank. Hold the plank. Really shift the weight a little bit forward. Really draw in your belly button. Find lots of length between your shoulder blades. Arms are strong. Grip a little bit with your fingertips, and then slowly come Inhale, upward facing dog. Look over one shoulder and the other shoulder. And shift onto your knees and toes. And let's come into some cat-cows, warming up that spine. Inhale and exhale. Really draw on that belly button very much. Inhale and exhale. 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. And then shift your weight back, downward facing dog. You can walk your dog. And then I always like to bend my knees quite a lot. Find lots of length from the spine, and then straighten out your legs more. And don't worry if they're not touching, the heels are not touching the floor. It's not really important. Draw on your belly button and relax your head. You can say no, you can say yes, just truly relaxing. Then shift forward one more time, like a wave into the plank. Come down, Chaturanga, upward facing dog, into a downward facing dog. One more time, one deep breath. And then slowly place your knees down, and we're going to come into puppy pose. So your knees stay where they are, and you're going to move forward with your upper body, and you can place your forehead down and truly find rest. And draw a little bit in your belly button. Don't fall too much into your lower back. So keep tension on your in your belly. And then if you want to, you can place down, if you can, place down your chest. But not the weight is on the chin. It's more on the chest than on the chin. So I can still talk because I don't have full weight on my chin. Now, if that's really uncomfortable, don't do it. Don't do it. Just put your forehead down again. Opening up that chest. And then wherever you are, you can bend your arms. Put your palms together. And then from here, slither through. Put the weight onto your forearms, and you can come into a cobra. Opening up that chest. Really finding length. Really engaging your legs so much that the knees are lifting off the floor. But your butt should be wiggly. So you're just learning that some body parts you will engage and some you can let go of. So here, let go of the butt muscles, but engage your legs. Find one more time, really a lot of length. And then place yourself down, placing your hands underneath your shoulders, and then come into a child's pose. Let your spine become very long. Put your forehead down, arms spread wide, come on the fingertips. Finding length in the spine. Then we're going to come into a downward facing dog. The right leg moves forward, and then we're going to move just forward and shift the heel to the side. So you can stay here and place all your weight in the front, if you have to, and that heel can lift off the floor. That's okay. You can come here, you can even come on blocks. But if you can move your heel down and sit down, then come here. And you can place your hands in front of your heart. Stay here if this is more than plenty. I'm going to come into, first of all, I'll give you the option of opening up into kind of a twist. And then if you want to, you can bind behind your back and truly open up. This feels amazing to me. Really opening up that spine. No matter where you are, just put yourself sitting down. So I'm just putting forward. You're just sitting down. Now, if this is really, really, really bad for you, then you can place that leg on the inside, and that's okay. And you can just grab on your knee and come into the side stretch. But if you can have your leg here down. You can place, grab your ankle, and then come to the side. And it doesn't matter if you reach all the way to the toes. See, I don't want to close off my shoulders here or my chest. I want to stay open. This is why I stay up here. But I don't let the knee all the way to the side. So watch that. And if you're comfortable, you can look up. See that your little finger is facing downward and your thumb is facing up. Very nice. You can shift your weight forward again. Come into Skandasana again, and then you just move to the other side. Skandasana. So if you are all the way up here, you can even be up here. It's just a little bit more burning on the thighs. Sit down. Find your place here. Maybe hands in front of your heart. Maybe fly away arms. Coming a little bit more into the twist. And maybe behind your back, you can interlace your fingers and truly open up. Breathing deeply. Maybe looking up, you can look down, whatever feels good to you. And then you can just drop yourself sitting. So again, either have your leg come in, you can have the opposite arm grab that knee, and then you come to the side bend, or you have it with the leg on the floor and you're just leaning to the side. And for some reason, I'm more open on that side than I was on the other. But that's okay. And you can lay all the way down as long as your chest stays open. Your little pinky finger should be pointing towards the floor. Breathing. Let go of all the tensions that you don't need. Some body parts need to be tensed up. Your face, for example, is not one of them. Breathing deeply. And then slowly come up. Walk yourself towards the front and then move into plank, Chaturanga, upward facing dog. You can place your knees down and move through the knees into a downward facing dog. Relax your head, find length. And then you can have the right leg come forward. We're going to come into Pigeon Pose. Now, if you need to place a pillow underneath your bottom here, so that means the right side, place something underneath if you cannot reach your hip down. Check that your foot is not doing something funny like a sickle, but it's actually pretty straight. And this hip should be facing more down. So both hips are equally facing forward, or as much as you can. So it's easier to have the foot as much, the more you have your foot in, the easier it will get for the hips. The more you move your foot to the front and even maybe parallel or further, the harder it gets. But make sure that your hip is down and facing forward. Only then from here, you can slowly come onto your forearms. Find the space where it is suitable for you. We want to open up the hip here. So that's our goal. But you need to stay safe. And if you have a lot of knee issues, really get your leg towards your thigh. Once you're comfortable here, you can come all the way down and just relax for a few breaths. And slowly move up and have your back leg swung forward. So you can either sit one leg in front of the other. My right leg would be then in front of the other. Or you can place one leg on top of the other. So this is my left foot on top of the right, and this is fire log pose. And we're gonna, again, come first. Maybe you stay here with a straight back and really engage your core here. See, this is a straight back. Now, if I just roll down, it's not a straight back. So we want to find length in the spine. So this might be plenty. You can shift your weight from side to side and loosen up your hip. And then once you can engage that length, you might be able to come down without rounding too much of the back onto the forearms. If you can keep your back straight with laying down to the floor, you can do that. But to me, this is plenty. Keep your core engaged, belly button drawn in. Deeply breathing here. With every exhale, just letting go more. Now raise up your right arm and let's come into the twist. Nice and easy here. Just come into a nice twist, releasing the back muscles. And come to the front, cross your legs, and you step back or hop back, upward facing dog, into a downward facing dog. And from here, we have the other side. So the left leg now comes to the front. Keep your leg quite, the heel quite into your thigh. If this is hard, check on your leg that you're not doing something funny here with the leg like this, but rather straight. And then place something underneath here if you're not touching the floor comfortably. So let's first stay here, maybe wiggle a little bit around and just loosening up. And if you feel comfortable getting your leg more open and parallel, and you still can keep both hips facing forward, then do that. You can stay here. Let's come to the forearms and check out how the situation is. You don't want to break in your body. You want to slowly come to this position. And then once your body gives you the okay, and one side might be tighter than the other, so you might get an okay on one side, and the other side says no, you can actually lay down just for a few breaths. Truly relaxing and letting go. Always breathing very deeply. Slowly come up again. You can tuck in that foot a little bit and then swing. I have the armchair in front, so I can do that. But this time you would have either the left foot in front of the right, and you can forward fold here, or fire log pose. In this case, I would have the right foot on top of the left, and then I just slowly come forward and truly try to keep your back straight. So pull in your belly button, and this might be plenty here. You can wiggle a little bit from side to side. Maybe come on your forearms And if you want to drop all the way down, feel free to do so. I really want to find length in my back, draw on my belly button, and truly opening up my chest at the same time. Deeply breathing, letting go. Check if your teeth are not clenching, your tongue is relaxed, your face is relaxed, your shoulders are relaxed, and your hips are releasing. See that you're not holding or fighting anything against this pose, but you let go more. And slowly come up, and let's come into the twist. Open up. Just an easy, easy twist. Finding more length. And even if you practice more advanced, you don't have to in every pose go to the advanced level. You can do just a simple twist just to make you feel good. Come back to the front. Let's cross our legs, either step or hop back. Upward facing dog to a downward facing dog. And then let's come sit it. So I'm going to turn towards you so you can see a little bit better. Again, this time you have the right leg in front of the left. If you cannot do fire log pose, because we're going to come back here, because we're going to advance from here, you practice this and you stay and you just come to the front and stretch here. Otherwise, you come into fire log pose and you practice this again. This is a wonderful stretch. Maybe now you want to round your back and come all the way down. This is wonderful. If you want to go further and be very careful in this pose, you can have the left leg come to the front and you have the other leg cross. Try to keep your back truly straight. Now this is an advanced pose, so make sure nothing hurts, then you won't hurt or anything else. Come out of it immediately if it doesn't feel good. So what we want is, we want the foot to be hooked as close to your armpit as possible. So we are here, and then we're going to try to grab our knee. Very careful. This is very, you don't need to be so rough. And then we can sit up, but come out of this pose if this is too much. And try to make a sassy look. This is truly an advanced pose, and this side always works easier for me than the other side. Sometimes I can't even do it on the other side. So make sure you're okay in here. You can breathe and you can relax. If you cannot breathe, you went too far. Slowly release and come back to the fire log pose. And release. Let's have the other side. So this time you would have the right foot or the left, I think, or you would have the left one on top if you go in the fire log pose. And then just come forward and relax for a minute here. Release one more time. Now you know what has happened on the other side. And again, sometimes this side will not work for me. So place your right foot if you want to go further down, the left foot on top. Keep your back straight, and then you try to touch your armpit as high as you can. Come as close as you can. Now you can always stay here. This is good. You can practice this. But if you want to go further, you can try to grab that knee and see, I can't go that far. Like I can't touch my knee here, so I'm just placing my hand down and opening up, and be happy with that. This side is always a little bit tighter for me, and I want to practice safe, and I hope you do too. Don't overdo it. If you are in pain, come out of it. If it's just a little bit challenging, it's okay. Breathing deeply. You should be able to have a conversation still in this pose and not be like pumping your breath. Should be able to smile. And then slowly come out of this pose. Fire log pose. One more time, releasing it all. And coming up, very nice. So this way we are going to come into Grasshopper Pose. So we are actually, this is what you need for Grasshopper. So in this way, this is what we need. We need to have the foot on the tricep. It will not work any differently. So if you want to work on this and you need to open up your leg a little bit more, you can stay here and just practice this to open up and maybe just touch and come back and touch the tricep with the foot and just practice being here and with kind of like a straight back, because you will need, for the Grasshopper Pose, you will need to be able to put your foot onto your tricep. So you can practice here. Otherwise, I don't know how to get really gracefully into this pose, but what you do is you shift your weight forward here, and you have your leg already, your foot already on the tricep, and then you just place all the weight forward, lift that leg, just hurting me. So you come forward, having that foot on your tricep, and then you lift. First with the bent knee, and then you can straighten out your leg. And you see, I am truly fighting in this, but I'm still relaxed in the tension and come up. So this is a really tough pose. Try it, and you can see by the first attempt, I had my foot though that it kind of hurt me on the tricep. So that's why I had to move it a little bit down. So you have to try out. Sometimes in some of these poses, you will have a bruise. And I had one other teacher go, when she was asked, well, I always get a bruise when I do this in this pose. She said, yeah, so I feel like you don't have to suffer through too much. So if it's really like feeling like you're getting a bruise, try to shift the foot a little bit differently so it feels a little bit more comfortable. As you can see, I had to like adjust the first time and get a little bit better. So let's try it on the other side. And this is a really difficult pose. You can see I'm struggling with it. And honestly, I have found this pose about 2 weeks ago, and I haven't practiced this very much either. So first you have your foot towards the tricep here. You can release, shift your weight, wiggle it from side to side, and again, touch the tricep. Stay here at any time you need to. Wiggle one more time and just loosening up. And if this is more than enough, stay here in the preparation. Maybe one day you get, release your leg to the side. Let go. Even though your back is straight, you can let go. And now I'm moving forward. My leg is sliding down. There. And shift all my weight forward onto my arms. And then I just lift up. And I can see if I can straighten out that leg, and I always come down before I can lift. And here it goes a little bit better. You can hold it. Hold it. If you can, hold it a little bit longer, and see, Actually, this side was even better for me than for the other side. And release. Come out of it. Come into butterfly pose and just fly away. Release all the tensions. I hope you tried with me, and you've seen it's even hard for me, and I fell out and I had to like shift the weight, but I don't want to cut that out because I want you to see it, that it's not always picture perfect. So adjust to where you can do it. Now, from here, let's move forward again. Again, hold your belly button in and really keep your back straight, opening up your feet, your hips. And I'm almost like really pulling myself a little bit forward. So like my chest wants to rise forward and up. And then I slowly, you can descend to your elbows. You can have your head on top of your fingers, and try to keep your belly button in and the back straight. Try to find length. We're rounding the back anyway, way too much. And then let's slowly shift out of this. Let's move through a Chaturanga. So let's come into the plank, hold plank, go through Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, nice and slow, into a downward facing dog. And then placing your knees down one more time. Let's release all tensions from the back. Cat-cow. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And to make sure that your shoulder, everything is kind of released, let's open up the right hand to the side. This always feels a little tight to me. And then thread the needle through. And just place your head down. If this is plenty, stay here, or you can straighten out your arm here. And release, breathe. Slowly put your arm down and open up one more time. And place it down. Now the other side. Open up and putting that arm through that needle position. Keep your hand on the floor or straighten it out and come onto the fingertips. Release and relax. You relax your shoulders. Relax your face. And let's come out of this one more time. Opening up to the side. And let's move to our last downward facing dog. Finding length. And you either step or hop to the sitting. And then you can activate your core here a little bit when you just come very slowly down and draw on your belly button. Very slowly, very slowly, very slowly. There we go. And we're going to come into a good old Shavasana. Just placing your feet of heart and releasing from all the work, letting go. Thanking your body that it moved through all of this, and God's grace that you're able to move through all of this with His grace. That we can be so thankful that we can move. And even if we didn't make it into the final pose, that we went on a journey. And I want you to learn to listen to what your mind is saying if You might not be able to do the pose the way I do it, or somebody else, maybe even more advanced, can do it. But what your mind is saying, what are you saying to yourself? How judgmental you might be to yourself, and wanting to push yourself into any position. I want you to let go of this. Next time you might be practicing this video or any other, that you remember not to judge yourself, but to be loving and kind and appreciating where you are right now. It's like seeing the road ahead of you, where you can see that there's more that you need to maybe go, but that you're okay, that you're not at the point in the distance, but you are where you are right now. We need to heal from all that self-judgment and competitions, sometimes even competing with ourselves. Just letting everything go. Let's learn what we learn here on the mat and become aware of the mat, also in our life. How do you treat yourself in life and others? Maybe setting the intentions to be more loving and kind. And with God's grace, it will happen. Now I'd like you to stay longer if you like, or you just deepen your breath. Maybe shift, shake out your legs. Stretch your arms up long and wide. Circle your wrists. You have been on the wrists, so maybe circle them. Drawing your knees. Maybe you find that your back is a little bit tight, so finding length and relaxation, shifting from side to side here. Just take your time to come out of the pose, out of the practice. And then slowly come to the side and slowly roll up. And I hope that you learn something here, learn something through the practice, in the practice, that enriches you. It's not only about the pose, it's about what we learn in the process. We learn our weaknesses, our strength, how we talk to ourselves and everything. And that we can go with a new lesson, not beating up yourself, but with a new lesson to go back into the life and apply it there. God bless you.